Happy Friday, Ronchar Ranchers. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. Here it snowed quite a bit. We had about 3 to 4 inches of snow here. Yesterday it was in the 20s, and today it is in the 50s, and everything is melted and everything is wet. So it's the weather has been very, very weird. So I wanted to bring Louie to you today because if some of you have seen that we are raising money to put the pep back in Louie's step. From those that don't know, Louie is not a draft horse. Louie is actually a thoroughbred that came to us to be Barney's pasture mate. Louie was only 10 at the time, and he has since turned 11 recently. And he was a little too energetic for Barney and didn't work out. You know, not all horses, when they're paired together, work out that well, and it did not work out with Louie and Barney. So that is why we have a thoroughbred at the rescue. We knew when we got him that he had some lameness issues. They were never quite able to diagnose what was wrong with him, and when he came here he was fine. And then in the fall, about October, November, we saw a real difference in Louie's personality. He went from a fun-loving, energetic horse to one that just wanted to stay in the barn and barely moved. So in order to diagnose what is going on with Louie, on May 12th, he is going to have x-rays done. And on the high end, he could have a total of 24 x-rays done. So he's having all 4 legs x-rayed, and he's having from the base of his skull all the way to the start of his tail x-rayed, to really try and figure out what is going on with him, why he's painful, and the largest sign of when he is hurting is his left rear leg. So when he moves his rear end right to left, he picks up his leg almost like if you've ever had sore muscles or had a pinched nerve in your back where you move a certain way and the pain just shoots down. It's almost that's how it's acting. But we need to be sure, and in order to be sure, he needs to have x-rays. And horse x-rays are not cheap. So that is why we are raising $2,100 to cover the 24, possibly 24 x-rays that he could have. You know, Louie's personality. He is a jokester. He loves to put things in his mouth. He loves to knock things. He just loves to play, and that is we want to keep that personality intact. And you know, when you're in pain, if you've had a significant injury or have any chronic pain, you know, it really does affect your outlook and how you're feeling. And we want Louie to be that happy-go-lucky, fun-loving goofball that he always is, and not in pain when he really doesn't want to move and he really doesn't want to be around anybody, because he loves being around people. If you come to the rescue for a visit to come see him, he is the first to the fence to see what's going on, if somebody will pet him, see if anybody has any treats in their pockets. He'll give you the once over with being a pickpocket and everything. And that's the way that we want him, and he deserves to be happy, and he deserves to be healthy. You know, and only being 11 years old, he's already changed homes, and quite honestly, been pushed to the side twice in his life. You know, he was a racehorse. He did run in 3 races. And he did place in one of them, and then for reasons that we don't know, he was just cast aside and he was rehomed. And then at his most recent, you know, when he went lame, he was a lesson horse before that, and he was the go-to lesson horse at the barn that he was at. He loved the attention, he loved being ridden, and he is a beautiful mover. When he is feeling well, he is gorgeous when he moves. But when he became lame, he didn't want to be ridden anymore, and he couldn't be ridden anymore. So unfortunately, he had to be rehomed again. So only 11 years old and being moved around a lot, and it's not his fault. So we want to make sure that he is healthy, he's happy, and you know, getting this diagnostic is going to help him with finding his forever home. Because once we find out what is wrong and we're able to treat it, then we can move on to the next phase with him, which is you know, doing a little training with him, and then finding him his forever home. And that's the goal for him. You know, he's so young, you know, he deserves every opportunity to find his forever home and get his second chance on life. And that's what we're striving for, and that's what we're raising money for on this $5 Friday. Unlike other $5 Fridays that only last, you know, a few days, this one we're spreading it all the way out until the Friday after he has his X-rays done, because we realize it's a big ask, and we thank those individuals that have donated. We're off to an awesome start. We've already raised $485 just for today. And you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for believing in Louie. And thank you for trying to put the pep back in his step. He is, I can't say it enough. It's very difficult on video to capture his true personality, because he does like to be around people, so he does get super close when he's acting funny. I will try and share some pictures that I took of him when he was playing with my coat. Actually, I had put my coat up because I was doing some work in the barn, and he decided to pick it up and play with it and do some weird things. So you know, I really want you guys, I know you guys have come to know Gabby and Barney really well, and I want you guys to know Louie just as well. So that's what I'm striving for, so that, you know, you feel a connection with him. And that's what it's all about. It's about having a connection and then finding it a home, because ultimately that's what we want to do for Louie, is to make him better so that he can find his home, he can find his happy family, and he can live out the rest of his life with his forever home and be happy, you know. We are fortunate with this $5 Friday that we do have a match. A very nice donor said that they were able to match up to $500. So we are almost there. So you know, if you're able to donate, you know, your money goes twice as far, because we do have a match of $500 sitting out there. So if you can donate, Louie would greatly appreciate it, because you would make a huge difference in his life and get him that much closer to getting him happy and healthy. Over the next few weeks, I am going to be posting about some of the ailments that could be in play with him, specifically the navicular disease that we think is happening in his front hooves, and then the kissing spine that we think is happening in the rest of his the back and his spine. So essentially what kissing spine is, it's the vertebrae, the space between the vertebrae are shrinking and are pinching the nerves in there, and that is what possibly could be happening, and that's why he is having x-rays all the way down his neck, across his back, all the way to his tail, to see if that is indeed what he has. But we'll have to wait and see, and you know, keep our fingers crossed that it is nothing too severe that we can't treat. So that's what we're hoping for. It's you know, it's a little frazzling, not knowing quite yet what's going on with him, but he is on his pain medication. He loves having applesauce with his medication, and he gobbles it right up. He's quite the funny little eater, because he spins the bowl around, and he does weird things with his bowl to get every last drop of his applesauce. And I'm sure I could put something else in, but he does really, really enjoy his applesauce, and it's just a little treat for him. They don't, he doesn't get any feed or anything. Actually, Charlie, Roni, and Louie don't get any feed on this side. They're, you can see, he really doesn't need anything extra. He's holding his weight really, really well. So I just give him a little cup of one of those single serve cups of applesauce once a day with his pill, just to give him a little bit of a treat. But that's all I have this week, guys. I really wanted to focus on Louie and you know, kind of pull back the curtain on him so that you guys can see what an amazing horse he is, and what amazing boy he is, and get to see what I see on a daily basis with him, and just what a special boy he is. He really is. His personality is amazing. It's not something that a lot of horses have that are as outgoing as he is. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about him and tell you more about why we are raising money for him, and just keep you updated on him. You can see how he's standing right now. You know, it's not unusual for a horse to relax when they're eating. You can see the difference with Charlie when he's standing, how he relaxes, and the way that Louie relaxes. So that's a good comparison of showing that while he's trying to relax, he just can't get his leg in the position that makes it look like he is actually relaxing. It looks like he's more offloading than he actually is relaxing. Anyway, Roan Ranchers, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for kicking off the putting the pep back in Louie's step. Fundraising $5 Friday off to an awesome start. Please continue to keep Louie in your thoughts, and you know, share out the fundraiser if you're able to. If you're not able to donate, we would appreciate the support just by getting the word out about Louie, and maybe somebody else will be able to support him and help him in any way that they can. All right, Roan Ranchers, I will see you next Friday. Until then, be well, be safe, and be happy. Thanks, Roan Ranchers.